Uh-oh. Let's reverse this. What is up, YouTube? I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to Ask a Dev, episode number 11. And today, what I will be talking about is why do most professional programmers prefer a Mac over Windows? And I think this is something that's very important to talk about because even I myself remember, what's up, Astro? I myself remember actually wondering why do so many programmers prefer Mac over Windows. And actually, it went to the point, what's up, Steve? It went to the point where I told myself that whenever I do become a programmer, when I save enough, the first thing I'll invest my money in is on a Mac. And the main reason I told myself that is because that is when I finally reached that milestone, that defining point to say, I made it. I'm a programmer. I'm a web developer. I finally did it. So that is why I want to talk about this. Give me 1 second. But yeah, sorry. Just making sure my mic was on so you guys can hear me. But yeah, so what's up, everyone? Let's see who's in the chat right now. Let's see who's on here. Steve, Dennis, Andre, what is up? Thanks, man. What's up, Neil? What is up, Emma White? If anyone's watching this, I would really appreciate it if you can like the video to get the views out there more, meaning more people could watch this, and hopefully I can help out more people. But I think, for example, I said, like, the first thing I said, one of the reasons that I chose a Mac is because I considered it a milestone in my life that I finally made it as a programmer, which was one of my dreams, of course. But I think one of the most important thing is that, you know, Macs were first popular with with designers in general, and then coding got more popular. Who else is on here? Sorry, guys. What's up, Connor? Dang, there's a lot of people. What's up, Barbara? Anis, Raza, Frisco, what is up, bro? But okay, so what am I, guys? I am a front-end developer. I'm not a back-end developer. I am learning back-end developer. I'm considering learning Ruby actually very soon. But mainly, one of the main reasons that Macs are so popular within a programmer life, programmer development, web development, whatever it is, software development, is because of the Unix. There's a Unix under the hood. You know, just the OS alone makes it so easy to work with anything, so easy to work with PHP. The command line on the OS X is so amazing. It's so easy to work with, even just, let's say, for example, if I'm gonna do something in PHP or the command line, I could work on that very easily. What is up? My name is Evan the Man. What's up, Michael? Meaning that there's a good shell, meaning the terminal when I work with the command line. Another thing is that, unlike a Windows PC, at least from the best of my knowledge, is that you can still run Windows on a Linux and whatever else you need. For example, let's say I want to play World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft works on a Mac, but let's say I want to play World of Warcraft on a PC computer because they only made World of Warcraft for PC. Then what I can simply do is install Windows on my Mac, and now I have a dual Mac and a Windows computer on my Mac. Right. Another thing is that Macs tend to support decent processors and RAM specs compared to Windows. One of the most important things is that the same way you invest in learning code pretty much 24/7 to become a better developer, the one thing that Macs have, unlike Windows, is that a MacBook Pro or just a MacBook in general, even an iPhone, an iPad, the value of that MacBook tends to not really go down. You could still sell it after 2 or 3 years. For example, this MacBook I have right now is a used MacBook Pro from 2016, from last year, and it still works really well. I spent way over $1,500 on this MacBook, and it works perfectly. And one of the reasons is because the same way you're investing in your own life, in code, and putting so much time into learning, a MacBook Pro will last for many years, at least 5 to 7 years. One of the senior back-end developer who used to work at Amazon, works for my company now, he's been using the same laptop for about 7 years, I believe, 7 years. And he's like, I think he's 45 or 50, something around there. And he just doesn't want to use a new computer. He uses a Mac. He uses a Mac, but he doesn't want a brand new computer. We were trying to give him something new. We were trying to give him something where we'll buy him a MacBook Pro. But all he said was, I'm happy with my MacBook. I don't need a new computer. And so, yeah, he left for Amazon to join us. We're a pretty cool company. Anyway, hit me up with questions on here too as well. If you guys have any other questions as I'm talking about this, let me know. Another thing that I love about a MacBook personally, one of the things that I really love a MacBook Pro is that the keyboards are really good, the trackpad's really good, the screens are bright, the battery life is good. And honestly, the one thing that Macs sell is, I'm using my cell phone to do this live video, is that when you have a MacBook Pro, okay, let's say, for example, I own a MacBook Pro, but I don't just own a MacBook Pro. I actually use it. Well, I have an iPhone, right? And I have iCloud, and I have an iPad. And pretty much whenever I'm working at my office here at the work, I never touch my cell phone. Why? Everything I can do on my cell phone, I could do on my Mac. For example, if someone's sending me a text message, I can receive a text message on my computer. And when I want to send a text message out, I can use that same message called iMessage on a MacBook. I'm doing work, and it sends out as if I'm sending it from my cell phone. So when you have a cell phone, sometimes you don't need your Mac. When you have a Mac, you don't really need your phone. And that's honestly one of the best things about that too. So another reason is that it's just so much easier for web development. I mean, the system, they make the system really well to work with. I personally love a MacBook even that much more because it's very easy for me to edit my YouTube videos, my vlogs, and everything else I do in that. So yes. All right, let's get to the questions. That was just something small, but I'll go more detail on that when I do an actual vlog on it. But all right, so Frisco's asking, Chris, can you list some good apps for productivity that you use, that I use? I forgot the name of the app. I actually need to find it on my computer. But the app I use is pretty much, it's an app of like notes. You know how there's like sticky notes for a Windows computer or Notepad, whatever it's called? They have an app that you can stick to the like corner of your computer, and there's different highlights. Red meaning it needs to get done fast. Blue means taking your time. Purple is the bottom of your list. And there's a to-do list that I have, an app that I bought. It's about 10 or 15 bucks, and it helps me stay productive on all my projects so I can keep up on that, because for the longest time I've always been falling behind on my projects. I've always been falling behind on things that need to get done, and my list of priorities was already always messed up because new things come in all the time. But I'll put the link in the description. When this gets uploaded, I'll put in the link in the description, and I'll let you guys know what it is. But what's up? Kim from Finland. Michael Cohen Van Leden, what's up? Okay, Cohen is asking, is a MacBook good if you always use Windows in your life? Yes, it's very good. I hated Mac growing up. All my schools, my college, my high school, my middle school, always had those Macs. I just never liked it. I've used Windows my whole life. I used to be a PC gamer. My goal was to be a professional CS 1.6 gamer. I was actually really, really good on that. I went up to Cal I. It's called a Cal I League. Cal doesn't exist anymore. I think the new thing is called CEVO. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, but the reason I got a Mac was specifically for programming, and from there I started making YouTube videos. So yes, a MacBook took me about, honestly, 3 or 4 weeks to get familiar with it. But now that I use Mac, I just never want to go back to Windows. I remember how to use Windows. I used to make computers. I had my own server company before in the past. And so I'm very comfortable with Windows, but just Mac is just so easy to use. It's the same thing like an iPhone. I got my iPhone 7. I had Android for about 6 years, and I bought the first iPhone when it came out. Finally went back to my iPhone with an iPhone 7, and I never want to go back to Android. It's just so easy to use, especially if you have a MacBook. I'll never go back unless something cool happens. All right, let's see. Yol Olivares is asking, following my dream of becoming a front-end web developer because of you. Oh, man. Thanks, Yol. Damiano. It's okay. It's alright. He says that he can't afford a Mac. That's totally fine. You don't have to buy a Mac to be a programmer. You don't need a Mac to be a programmer. You don't need a Mac to be considered a real programmer. It's very expensive for a reason. It's really good to work with. But I learned code on a $300 laptop, guys. So you don't need a Mac. My name is Ivan the Man. Yeah, bro, it's okay. You don't need a Mac right away. Okay, so Sky VD is asking this. He says, Chris, I am a finance student. Before a year or so, I discovered web programming, and I have learned HTML, CSS, but when I go into more learning and making my own project, I feel overwhelmed. That's fine, man. That's normal. I still feel overwhelmed by all the things I have to learn still. So he's asking, do you have any suggestions to get rid of this overwhelming feeling? I think it's just... you have to understand that you won't learn it right away. Like I said before, Spanish, it took me a year to be comfortable with it when I learned it in high school. And so in 2 years, I became really good at it, very fluent. I forgot all of it now, which sucks, but I guess that's part of it. But you just have to understand that you won't be able to learn it all right away. And you can't get mad at yourself because you didn't learn it right away. Programming is it's a real language. It's something that takes time to learn. And of course, people will get hard on themselves because they don't understand something. But, I think more than getting frustrated is just understanding, okay, this is part of the process. Be patient. I'm going to keep working hard because that is why we get paid so well. That's why I get paid really well. Is because it's not easy to learn, and it takes a lot of self-discipline if you're a self-taught developer to do it. So you just have to understand that it will take time, and you'll just have to learn to use Google, and that's how you get it. That's how you get there. All right, I actually can't stay too long. I already ate my lunch, so I gotta go soon, guys. What's up, Ninja? Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. What programming languages do I know? I say this all the time. I know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, learning PHP, MySQL, but now I'm gonna start learning Ruby. Not too far in the future, potentially if I can make the time. Chad, hi Chris. Do you use any JavaScript frameworks like Angular or React? No, we don't use any of that. We don't use it at our company. Potentially we can use it in the future. We might add it, but we're just not in that. We don't have a need for that at the moment because of what we do at our company. So no, we don't. But I want to learn Angular. I'm not gonna lie. I really, really want to learn Angular, guys. All right, Dennis, switched to Mac in 2007 and never looking back. Awesome, dude. What is up, Rygo? Oh, my name is Van de Man, not Ivan. My bad, bro. Kane, hey Chris, if you could go back and give yourself one tip when you first started, what would it be? Dang, that's a good question, Kane. If I could give myself one tip, and if I can go back, what would it be? If I can go back and do something differently, I would go to as many meetups as possible, meet with other developers, network with them, talk to people on LinkedIn, see if they want to meet up or do projects together. I wish I had someone that can actually guide me, which would have made it so much more easier. And actually just getting mentorship. There's been boot camps I'm looking at where they really offer really good, very well, good one-on-one mentorships online. And if I'm gonna learn something very difficult, I would consider that myself because, whatever help you can get to get better more quickly, I would do. My senior developer, who is a child prodigy, pretty much. He's only 23 and he created everything that's the foundation of this company, right? And he teaches me so much in JavaScript, and he can't teach me all the time, so getting a mentor would help a lot. That's a good question, bro. Good question. All right, let's see. Chris, what IDE you're using for web development? I just use Atom. I work with Transmit. I don't like Safari. I do everything on Chrome. Yeah. Okay, so Ninja, Chris, so I've been learning how to program. Did bootcamp for a month had a hard time? Did you have a hard time also? And when I try to go back and do basic problems, I have a hard time. I think I answered this already. Yeah, it's not easy. It's supposed to be hard. Again, that's why we get paid well, man. So just keep pushing, man. Everyone has a hard time. No one has it easy. If someone says they had it easy, when they try to go back to what they just learned, they forgot everything and they have to learn again. So no one has it easy. How long have I been a web developer now? I think I've been a web developer for 12 months. Yeah, 12 months. What is up, Stefan from Serbia? Ryan, hi Chris, your videos helped me get it. Oh, you got a job. Oh shoot, bro. Congrats, Ryan. He got a job. Oh man. He said, I personally use Windows at work due to the number of applications I can use. Fantastic for coding in my opinion. I did use a Windows computer when I started at my company. Then I got my Macbook Pro and that's all I use now. What is, let's see. Guys, I have to head out soon. Maytech, will this be on YouTube? Yes. I'm not gonna I'm actually recording it right now. Look, check this out. I'm recording it with my camera. And I want to just use my camera to upload this, but if you guys just prefer for my phone and it's totally fine, then I'm not going to edit it and I'm going to leave it on here. I'm not going to touch it at all. What coding project, from Nerdist, what coding project should one have to land a first developer job? I think the best way to do that is just Google and look at what niche you want to work in, but just make a functional website at first. You have to start small. Don't start big. All right, guys, I got to go. Oh, Igor, Chris, at work, are you given a design and have to replicate it? Yep, I just did that today. I literally just replicated it and did it right now. It took me about 3 hours to do it. Yeah. All right, guys. See you guys. Thank you for watching. I actually have to go back to work. But actually, if you guys haven't yet, for the 43 of you who are watching right now, can you guys like this video? It would mean the world to me. It's through liking this video where YouTube recognizes people are watching and they push it out so other people can see it too. So I would really do appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Also, would you guys prefer me in the future to like just delete this video and upload using what I recorded on my camera? Quality is much better, but the content's the same. So I don't think that's really worth it. Man, dang, everyone's liking this. Shoot, you guys are amazing, man. What's up, JRMZ? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I got to get back to work. Got to keep hustling. I love you all. I'll see you guys later. This is Krishan. This is Life Web Developer. This is Ask a Dev episode 10 or 11. All right, guys. Bye.